He kept a picture of his daughter in his pocket. I still have it, stained with his blood. Every day he would show me that photo, promised me he'd make it home, but war made sure he never did. Now I carry his promise for him. My name is anonymous. I am a journalist. This is my story. It's hard to put into words the feeling I had when I first arrived in Afghanistan. It was the summer of 2003. The streets were just so incredibly dusty. And the further we got away from the capital, the dustier it got. And the buildings were just crumbling and falling apart. And there was just this general sense of sadness everywhere. I met so many incredible people during my time there. One of them was this man. He was an interpreter who worked for the US military. And one day he took me aside and he said, "I want to show you something." He pulled out this photograph from his pocket. It was a picture of his daughter, and he said, "This is my little girl. This is why I'm here. I want to make a better world for her." I remember thinking, oh, how cute, how adorable. And he would look at the picture and he would smile. Then he would look back at me and his smile would disappear. Every day he would pull out that photograph and he would show it to me. He said he wanted me to take a message back to America for him, a message for his daughter. His hope was that someday she would see the picture and know that her father had been there and he had helped the Americans, and he had done good work, and he wanted her to be proud of him. But war doesn't care about your hopes or dreams. A few weeks after I met him, he was killed by a roadside bomb. The picture flew out of his pocket and landed in a puddle of his blood. I pulled it out and I looked at it. It was the only thing I could find on him, and I tucked it into my own pocket. When I returned to the States, I made it my mission to share his story. I wrote about it in my book. I've talked about it on podcasts. I tell it to anyone who will listen, because if her father can't tell his story, then we must. Thank you for listening to my story. If you want to hear more stories like this, please follow. If you want to support my work, please donate. I'll link both those things below. And I'll also link the specific story about this interpreter, so if you want to read the whole thing, you can. Thank you again for listening this November.